Hello and welcome back to part 2, or I should say act 2 of After Part 1. Sticking with the same zombie farming team here, set up probably the most craptastic S1 team formation you will ever see. Amy is not a very good leader at all, but she is great for farming and boosting those drop rates that little bit. But as a leader overall in fighting against people and zombies, she's pretty hopeless. But we'll continue on here and hopefully get through this. We've got Jesus as the ally here with that fantastic kicking motion, and it gets even better when his rush goes off. Get a combination happening there. So we'll just keep going now. With these, I'm not too concerned about setting up weapons and things like that. I'm just leaving it as is, my party or my team as is, as I use them for farming. So they've got high crit weapons already, which makes it handy for zombies. But as I said, Amy gives absolutely no crit skill as a leader skill, and she's got no defense, no attack. She only gives AP and small drop rate, so pretty hopeless for fighting, but for farming she's good. But I just thought I would give this team a go. It is, yeah, probably the most hopeless S1 team you'll see. You could probably want, well, I'm sure you could put like a whole team of Amy's and maybe Laurie's in there and be worse, but with Amy as leader there, it really drags the team down, and you'll see it a bit more as I go on versing the people like here, how hopeless I guess this team is due to that lack of leader skill, which is what I always go on about. It's important to always equip your team with a great leader, because that's your basis of forming your team, is getting that foundation of a great leader and then forming it through that great leader and just making an epic team that's really brutal to go up against and a quality team when attacking. But Amy is definitely not a leader for that, so she's bringing this team down a lot, both in the zombie and the people levels. But I think we should still get through this. This is an A+ recommendation. I do have an S1, but like I said, this, just because your team grade is an S1 doesn't mean that is the most effective team to bring in or the best team to bring in. It's all about how you set your team up, because honestly, A+ teams can easily beat S1 teams, A teams, if they're set up correctly. Like, just because you have an S1 grade team does not mean it is, I guess you could say, a quality S1 team. It's probably this team in equivalent to a well set up A+ team is probably what it's at. But it's getting through it, and they're doing alright so far, but it is the early stages. I imagine in the later stages they're gonna probably struggle a bit more with that lack of leader skill. And I'm also not changing my weapons for people, so it's got no attack or defense in there, it's just all crit, which is also making it a bit harder. I think throughout this act I'll just sort of talk through the emphasis of setting up your team correctly and the use of battle items and also weapons. So basically I'm going to show you what not to do. This, I'm probably going to have to struggle through this looking at these early stages, so I'm going to show you how much an S1 team, rated S1 team, even though I think it's a craptastic S1 team, can struggle if you're not equipping it properly with the right leader, the right battle items, and also the right weapons. So we're going to show you, I'm just basically going to show you what can happen if you're not getting all them things right, and how even though you can have a high grade team, you'll still struggle in these lower grade recommended stages, just purely because your team isn't set up correctly. So far you're sort of seeing that I'm struggling like in the first 4 stages with an S1 team in an A+ recommended, like, because it's not set up properly. Which is, I know you guys probably think like, yeah, if you get an S1 team, oh, you'll be right, but it's not like that at all. It's the way you set up your team that really makes that team effective. These guys are doing alright with the crit. I do have Eric there who gives the plus 20 crit for 3 turns as his rush, and Amy obviously gives no crit as a leader, and then some got plus 30 crit weapons and then plus 25, and they're doing alright. They're getting some headshots, but like I said, they're really lacking that leader skill at the moment, which is making him less effective. And I say in the later stages you're going to see that a bit more, and they're going to look pretty ridiculous for an S1 team. I predict, that's my prediction anyways. But thanks for watching, guys. Bye.